What if I told you that the next time someone throws a spiteful remark at you in public, you could respond with such confident ease that not only would they hesitate to do it again, but you might even win them over as an ally? We've all been caught off guard by that comment that leaves our mind blank and our confidence shaken. Today, I'm sharing the techniques that help me transform those painful moments into opportunities for genuine personal power. Let's start with a quick story from last fall. I had just wrapped up a huge project at work, a project that saved the company a substantial amount of money. Riding high on that success, I was enjoying a casual team lunch when Derek from marketing leaned over and said, "Impressive work, finally proving you aren't all talk." In an instant, the room went silent. I instinctively responded with a nervous laugh and a half-hearted, "Thanks, I'm just doing my best." But inside, I was mortified. I felt small, as if my achievements didn't matter at all. I replayed that moment countless times later, wondering what I could have said to stand up for myself. I even started avoiding the break room and took detours around the office just to dodge another encounter with Derek. This wasn't the first time I'd felt that sting of humiliation either, and that's when I knew I had to do something. Enough was enough. That's when I decided I need to change these situations better, not to be mean or aggressive, but to reclaim dignity and self-respect that I was giving away. Before we dive into the strategies that helped me reclaim my dignity, I want you to pause for a moment. Remember a recent time when someone said something that made you feel small. Let that feeling settle in. Now, in your mind, ask yourself, what would you say if it happened again right now? What would you do? Think about it in the next 5 seconds. Okay, now, keep that feeling in your memory as we move forward. Every time we let these negative remarks slide by without response, we lose a bit of our self-respect. It's like we're whispering to ourselves, "I don't deserve better." It's not that we're taking the high road. We're just making an unspoken agreement with ourselves to accept less than we deserve. True confidence isn't about avoiding conflict altogether. It's about handling it with grace and intelligence. It's about having the right responses at your fingertips. But then let me ask you this. How many times have you noticed that the same people keep targeting the same victim with their comments? It's not random. They instinctively know who will push back and who won't. They can sense it. Now, let's talk about the 3 common mistakes many of us make when we're caught off guard. The first is the infamous fake laugh. We often chuckle awkwardly, as if to cover up our discomfort, but that laugh inadvertently tells the world, "Yes, I agree, I'm flawed." Each forced laugh only reinforces the notion that you're an easy target. The second mistake is launching into an overly detailed explanation. You know what I mean? You start justifying every single choice or remark, and with every word, you give more power to their attempt to belittle you. And the third, my personal favorite disaster of all, is freezing up completely. Your mind goes blank, your lips dry up, and suddenly you're that statue, paralyzed by the moment. Even though staying quiet might seem dignified in theory, it often leaves you looking defeated. However, that feeling of, "I should have said that thing," that can haunt you for days or years. I'll let you in on something that I don't usually share. This pattern affected me so deeply that I once turned down a promotion because it would have meant working more closely with someone who constantly made me feel small. Think about that. I literally limited my career because I didn't know how to handle these situations. There were nights I came home and cried about it, not just because of what happened to that day, but because I felt trapped in a pattern that I couldn't escape. I felt powerless in my own life. That's the real cost of not having these skills. It's not just about awkward moments, therefore, it's about how these moments shape your choices. Remember Derek from that incident? He tried another jab. Maybe handling small tasks is more your style than big projects. However, this time I was prepared. I simply took a slow, deep breath, met his eyes, and said, "Derek, I notice you often reserve these comments when you're unsure about your own work. Is everything all right with your latest project?" For a moment, the room went silent. Derek fumbled his response and quickly changed the subject. That moment was transformative, not because I won the exchange, but because for the first time, I held my ground with composure and intelligence. I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Pride in how I handled myself. Therefore, Derek never targeted me again. So how did I go from a person who froze in these moments to someone who could handle them with confidence? I developed 5 specific strategies that I'm going to share with you now. Strategy 1. The spotlight reversal. Instead of rushing to defend yourself when someone tries to embarrass you, flip the script. Imagine someone saying, "Your ideas are just too out there." Calmly reply, "That's interesting coming from someone who rarely contributes original thoughts. What's your take on it?" This simple redirection forces them to reconsider their criticism while putting you back in control. Strategy 2. The calm mirror. Reflect their energy in a balanced, measured way. If a colleague remarks, "Nice outfit, it must take guts to wear that," you could respond with, "Thanks for noticing. I enjoy expressing my style. What do you think defines great style?" Your response is gentle, yet assertive, diffusing tension while highlighting the oddity of the remark. Strategy 3. The power pause. When faced with a stinging remark, pause. Take a deep breath, make steady eye contact, and hold a moment of silence, 3 or 4 seconds. This pause communicates calm control and tells the other person that their comment wasn't enough to shake you. It's a powerful statement without saying a word. Strategy 4. The humor shield. Use humor to deflect negativity without demeaning yourself. If someone remarks, "Wow, who knew you had a brain to use after that disaster last week?" you might laugh lightly and say, "Well, they say, practice makes perfect. I guess I'm still in training." This playful retort not only diffuses the situation, but also shows you're unfazed by their attempt to undermine you. Strategy 5. The genuine question. Sometimes the best response is to ask a sincere question that makes the person reflect. If you're hit with a cutting comment, look them in the eye and ask, "What was your intention in saying that?" Or, "I'm curious, what did you hope to achieve with that remark?" This approach can open up a dialogue and may reveal the insecurities fueling their behavior. Now, here's one extra twist I call the ally. After a tense public exchange, catch the person later in private. For instance, you might say, "Hey, I sensed some tension earlier. I value our teamwork and wanted to see if everything's okay between us." This move not only shows maturity and confidence, but often prompts a genuine conversation that can turn a critic into an unexpected friend. Each time you employ one of these techniques, you're not just defending yourself, you're affirming your value. You're declaring, "I deserve respect." And by doing so, you set the standard for every future interaction. Over time, these moments of self-assertion transform your inner dialogue. Instead of dreading the next insult, you begin to welcome challenges as opportunities to reinforce your self-worth. So, the next time you're faced with a negative comment, take a deep breath, apply one of these strategies, and notice the shift in how you feel and how others react to you. Thank you for watching. If any of these techniques resonate with you, share your story. Let's keep this conversation going and help each other. Like and subscribe.